Hi, everybody. I'm doing a soul rebirth journey right now. I'm really excited to do this. This is for Mary. And Mary has been experiencing fibromyalgia pain for 22 years. So I'm going to explore that in the journey today. And then this is kind of unique, but she's experienced a spiritual surgery, some work that was done, and actually influenced pain in her chest on the right side, behind the ribs, is what she says. So I'm going to explore what this is about, and we can kind of talk about what I see and experience from both of these things. I don't even know where Spirit's going to take me on this. Is going to be really interesting, and I think there's going to be a lot for us to learn and experience. So, Mary, thank you very much for being open-minded to sharing this with everybody, and I'm really excited to see how you're feeling as the days go on. So, and one other thing, so Spirit's kind of on me, making sure I don't forget to mention that Mary has a very special spiritual gift that she's sharing for the journey. So anybody who requests a soul rebirth journey from me, I will ask for a spiritual gift. And this spiritual gift would then be a reflection of what is something that is so loving and so meaningful to you. So I take a spiritual version of that with me into the darker layers in order to heal these spiritual layers and any soul attachments, past lives, anything that might come up. It's extremely helpful. And so I'm really looking forward to Mary is allowing me to work with her mother, who had passed away 3 years ago. So I'm going to work with her mother in order to heal these areas within Mary's spiritual atmosphere. So I'm just going to relax and then let Spirit walk me through this. So they want me to tell you something. So it's been this whole rebirth journey is kind of different, and I don't know what is inspiring the change, but I had this idea that I need. So I got this amethyst chunk. See, that's just a plain old chunk of amethyst. It's really pretty. It feels really awesome. It has a really great vibration to it, and energy. And I don't know why, but I feel like I need to have this with me as I'm doing this journey. I don't even know why. So we'll just see if maybe it has a purpose in this as well. So we can kind of learn about how we communicate with rocks and how they inspire us and how we can work with them when we're healing others too. So this is an exciting spiritual journey, and it's going to provide extremely profound healing, and we all get to experience it together, which is super fun. So Spirit's like telling me to pack a lot of laughter. I don't know why, but they're really into influencing positive vibrations and a lot of happiness and joy. Really like almost a celebration, because Mary has been enduring this pain for a very long time, and 22 years feels like an eternity to be enduring physical pain. Spirit says a lot of human beings on this planet, they endure different versions of physical pain, and it is absolutely, it makes life difficult in so many ways, because it's not only hurts to move, but then you have that mental aspect of it gets into your head. Anytime you want to accomplish something that would be simple for somebody else, like go to a gas station or go get groceries, or do anything that would just be a normal everyday task, would then be very hard for somebody who has different issues with physical pain, even if it's back pain or foot pain or anything of that kind. And so fibromyalgia is obviously pain that sort of scatters across the body, and it just feels like it hurts everywhere. So we'll discover what this is about, and then this issue with the chest. I'm really curious to see what I'll find related to this. So they're wanting me to relax, and that way they want me to acknowledge that I'm starting the journey healing now. They're saying, Mary, are you ready to experience healing today? That's what they're asking very clearly. They're showing me we're in the clouds even. All I can see are just feet in clouds. And they look almost cartoonish in that bubbly way that they are. Almost like we're stepping on white gumballs, and lots of them under our feet, but they're soft and puffy like marshmallows. something really childlike about all of this, like child laughter and playfulness even. And it's this would be the only way I can describe it, but it's two children, and they're interacting literally with Jesus, and it's all very loving. It's all very warm and nurturing. Everything about this just feels really awesome. So they're saying, do you think Jesus is truly a part of this journey healing? And I say, of course he is. Jesus is one of those profound and amazing spiritual expressions. I would love for him to be a part of this journey healing. I would absolutely take him with me to anywhere we go, and ask him for help along the way. So Spirit is saying, so you work with Jesus, you ask him for help. And I say, absolutely. Any spiritual entity that is an expression of unconditional love, I absolutely will. And so they're reminding me of certain feelings that I've had just from my Catholic upbringing, that is influenced sort of just me kind of stepping away from that pathway. But through the spiritual healing and sort of learning about spiritual realms, and then angels, working more with angels and all that, it really brings me home again to what is the most purest and most divine and sacred expression, that is Jesus's expression. It is the purest expression of unconditional love, non-judgmental, amazing healer, loves everybody, really wants to send home messages of love and really touch people's hearts, really wants to help people. I think you couldn't ask for more from a spirit realm to help Mary with this, is to invite Jesus in to heal, not in that sort of Christianity, let's Savior to heal us, rescue us from our sins, but actually Jesus as a natural healer, like me here as a natural healer. All people who have a natural healing knack are also in that same alignment. People who love each other and want to share and channel spiritual healing in order to help others feel better. This is a really big deal. This is really special. And so he literally is getting up from this chair. It's sort of like a wooden throne, and then he's walking on these clouds, but I'm not able to see his face, although I do recognize him. They were able to reflect his face to me, but at this time I only see him up to his neck. I'm not able to see his face for some reason. It's almost like I'm a child looking up, and I can't see far enough, or I can't see his face, because I see his chin or his neck or whatever. It's kind of like that. And so now he's bending down, and then he's sort of holding my face, and then now I can see him clearly. I can see him absolutely clearly. I've never seen him with that much clarity. I've always seen him, in paintings and things like that, or like a statue. But he has dark, like it's more of a darker brown hair is how it shows itself to me. But it's not dark brown, and it's not medium brown. It's like somewhere in between there. And he has sort of a Caucasian skin color. And a beard too, which is the same color as his hair. And then he has brown eyes. And so I appear to be one of these children that he's talking to now. And so we are seeing each other eye to eye even. And then he's sort of entering into my presence. And now something's happening. Sort of like something really special about the way his hands feel. They almost feel like they contain rainbows. So they're even in my own hands. So we can actually channel in Jesus' healing hands into our own hands if we choose to possess them. Now we do. So you have to choose these things. And now I'm aligned. It's amazing. It literally is like a light show in my hands. It's the only way I can describe it. It even feels that way. He's really patient too. So I'm asking him if he'll take us there. He's asking me if I know about Mary's mother. This is really so. Yeah. I just realized that your name. So I just made this connection of Mary and then Mother Mary. That's interesting. Um, so it's like throwing me off right now because I'm sort of in a trance state. um, so I just have to keep going. And so I tell him no, that I don't know about. She didn't tell me her mother's name. Um, he's trying to help. This is like really hardcore energy right now. It's so much energy in the way that it comes. It's like somebody who's speaking to you without words. Instead, they use energy and they download it into your consciousness in order for you to make sense of what they're saying. So the energy is really heavy into my brain, but I'm tolerating it better now. He's saying how Mary's mother is now a part of our journey, and she'll be helping us along the way. This is important that we all go together. This is really interesting. I'm being shown some legs, and I'm touching them, or hands are touching them. It feels like both, and that's touching them just above the kneecaps. And she's sort of laying. It's really odd because the image keeps changing so fast that I can't tell the difference between who's in the picture and who what it is. And they're saying, "Keep up, Abby. Speak as fast as you can to get through this." So first it felt like my hands, but then it changed to other hands, and these hands are wearing gloves. White gloves that are holding onto knees, but they're not touching the knees, they're just above the knees. And then this body is laying on a bed, and but it looks like a man who's extremely skinny now. The image keeps changing itself. So I see him now as a man, and he's wearing like a loincloth that is red, but then it also changes to white, and he has a turban, and then he doesn't have a turban. He looks sick. They're rolling him to his side. It's all happening so fast. They're really wanting me to touch him. So me choose to touch him, not to see other hands touch his body. So now I am aligning with these hands that are touching his legs. And now my hands are inside of his these hands, and then Jesus's hands are inside of my hands. And so we have all of these hands now placed on the specific spot on the body. So 2 feet, hands coming from the side and holding like this, and then you have kneecaps. So, and he's not wearing pants, he just has this loincloth. So we're all doing this simultaneously, and I can see these different layers of us, all in oneness and handling this. But I haven't seen Mary's mother just yet. It feels like she's a sparkle of energy that's sort of like a twinkle in the eye. That's the best I can connect with her just yet. They're wanting me to keep pushing along. There's so many images coming. What was this man actually standing up is very skinny, and he's sort of chewing on something like some sort of grass blade. And he just looks sort of silly in the way he stands, like he's sort of doesn't have anything to do, or nothing to do, nowhere to go. So he's just sort of standing there, and then just standing there, like he's just waiting for time to pass, like he's gonna go somewhere, but then he also has nowhere to go. They're saying this has a direct relation with Mary, and this will all make sense. So the energy's changing, and that's I can feel it in my stomach. So I just have to wait now. Something really is happening very fast for you, extremely fast, like Mighty Mouse flying through the sky, Super Mouse. I don't even know what that has to do with anything, but that has value. They're wanting me to speed up the process. So I'm literally flying as fast as Mighty Mouse, which he flies very fast. And I'm not nutty here. I'm seriously channeling. It's just so like childlike and fun, that it's hard to take. It's like I'm serious. So we're going together. this all will make sense. This all will. I just have to keep trusting. So I have to keep going. So all of these things are interconnected. They're showing me Jesus and me, and then Mother Mary. And then this is real. It's Mother Mary. Mother Mary is involved in this. This is not just your mother, but he's also calling her. There's a reason it's Mother Mary. It's two versions of mothers. One mother that is your Mother Mary, and then one mother that is Mother Mary, a saintly divine mother. They're saying that is a perfect way to describe the meaning of your mother to you. Is just a divine feminine, just a beautiful mother. A mother that is worthy of worship. A loving, beautiful, amazing mother. And that is what they're saying about your mom. That is so special. This is a big deal. I'm just so in awe, but at the same time, I have to be aligned with these different images. I'm going to give it a minute here. I'm just going to relax and allow everything to blend here. They're asking me why I'm slowing down. And I say because I'm traveling so fast, but I don't feel like I'm getting anywhere. All of these images are coming so quickly, but I'm not seeing anything actually changing. And I feel like the swiftness of everything is part of the message. So I'm stopping to allow an evaluation to take place. That spiritual evaluation. When you choose patience, you win every time. Seriously, it's one of the hardest things, one of the hardest skills any human being could possibly have. Even a patient human is still an impatient human at one time or another. It's hard. But this always works in my favor. So I'm standing in this operating room and watching, and there as this... I am just an observer of the actions that have taken place up until this point. And then I'm standing there and observing this, and then I'm also observing a simultaneous segment of my soul is also observing this Mighty Mouse interaction for very quick. This has to do with this operating thing. It's sort of like... everything happens so fast without a lot of clarity of what was exactly to be done. A spiritual operation. So there's people standing around this operating table, and they have sort of odd masks on. It's even like there's something about the air that they don't want to breathe in, that it's toxic, and so they're wearing a mask while this other person is like quarantined on this table. And this other person is to their side, and their arms are stretched out like they're trying to reach something that they cannot reach. I'm literally asking Jesus to enter this scene and help me with it. He's part of this message. All of this is all connected. He is going and checking on this. This was never a man. It was a person who was not. It was not. This whole thing was not done correctly. They're saying so. They're wanting me to talk about this because people are going to be afraid now of spiritual healing. And the thing is that you have to ask, what is the vibration of the intentions? If everything is a relationship with unconditional love, it will always manifest unconditional love. The purer the intentions, the more the healing is manifested. When things are pushed through and there isn't that sort of grounded sacredness, now suddenly the flow is a representation of the energy. So if the energy is not in oneness with the divine, then now suddenly the gift that is received is it will come with its own sort of flavor of healing. But it's not to be. You have to sort of feel with your heart. where this is taking you. You have to decide if it is for you or for not. And okay. I'm just supposed to go to the next thing now. It is for you to contemplate. It was identified that unconditional love is the only tool that is worthy, a gift worthy of receiving, is what they're saying. And they're showing now there was some, it's really had to do with what is stitching going on literally in the spiritual layers. There's no need to have sharp pointy needles in the spiritual layers, not to feel sad or grief about this at all. Everything is a learning experience. I actually have to go to them and help them to see that there's like 4 of them standing here, and they literally have these odd masks on, and they look scary like they're kind of creepy to me, because that's not what, when I enter spiritual healing, I am my soul expression, which is beaming with energy and love and light. And I use spiritual beings to help manifest using energy and vibrations of love and reflections of nature and different things like that. So they're actually using real needles in this. It's sort of absolutely terrifying to me that this is happening. I am honestly so sorry that this is happening. I'm actually experiencing it myself, and it is tormenting me. It is torturing my soul, actually. It's horrible. So spirits tell me this energy will go away soon, but they have to let me understand, or else I won't understand that how bad this is. So that is them allowing me to feel the actual experience in the spirit realm, so I can understand that this is not good. Otherwise, I would have just seen it, and I wouldn't have been able to relate as a human being. And so I'm going and I'm taking the needle out of their hand, and I'm literally looking at them in the eye and showing them this needle. And there's a communication here between my eyes and their eyes, what is unconditional love, and then this needle is just evaporating into white light. Literally my hands are filling with white light, and that's why this is a big deal to include Jesus in this too, because he really wants to showcase what real spiritual healing is like and how effective it can be, especially when it is aligned with unconditional love. It doesn't matter what religion you are. It doesn't matter what you believe. If you are aligned with how I am aligned with this is Jesus is this beautiful manifestation of love. And he never stopped loving. And he never stopped trying to inspire others to be loving people. That was always his message. And this really aligned with my own message too. And he loved people so much that his love was infectious, and it could heal others in very profound ways. I've even talked to him in my own personal journey healings, and asked him to teach me how to use his gifts of healing in my own life, so that I can provide that type of miracle healing for others. Because every human being needs relief already. We've done enough on this planet. We've experienced enough, it's exhausted all of our souls. And that is what this is symbolic of. This is very symbolic. To see this sharp needle, and this was not done correctly. And then to manifest a different version of healing, which is to channel unconditional love from the source of Jesus himself. This is the total message, which is really beautiful and profound and touching. This is really special. We're doing it differently now. He and I, and there's this version of sparkle that is here floating around like a fairy, but it's almost like a really beautiful snowflake, but it's like a sparkly thing, and it's like a twinkle in the eye, and it's like a really awesome crystal, and it's like I don't know what it is, but it's really pretty to look at, and it's just like a little ball of some sort of cinnamon and spice that is like, I'm so curious to see more about this, but that's how it is experienced by me at this time. So they're wanting to showcase what we're doing, and I'm doing 2 things simultaneously. So Jesus and I, one of us are on either side, and they're showing me that this male version, with this sort of, with this turban and this sort of loincloth, and I don't know why that was chosen to be a reflection, but that is not you, and now it is showing as you. There was some sort of, they weren't conceiving of what they were doing properly. I'm not understanding anymore about what the identity thing was about, but it had something to do with some sort of mistake that was made. But another person was not harmed in this. It was just, the whole thing was not, it was inaccurate, I guess. So anyway, we're here, and Jesus is on one side of the table, I'm on the other. Our hands are both on your chest area. And we literally are filling your body with rainbow light that is literally vibrating up through your head and down to your toes, and is vibrating through your shoulders and your arms and everything. So it is vibrating through your whole body like a super awesome gong vibration of healing. It is so powerful and so dense and so intense and so super that it is being felt through every fiber of your body. Fibromyalgia. They're talking about every fiber of the body being in pain. And now this rainbow is so dense that it will touch every fiber. Fibromyalgia. They're playing on words with fibromyalgia. Can't say it. So we are doing this simultaneously as we are doing this work with our hands. There is, this is altering. They're saying I need to leave a soul fragment here with Jesus at the table with you, and I'm supposed to go into this dark box, basically. It would be just a dark, a square, and it is like also a window, but it is black. It's completely black. So they're saying this is in connection with the 4 beings that I saw working on you. 4 beings. This is a rhymey thing. I'll just say as it comes. 4 beings to tie a knot. 4 beings to throw something. I'm not good with these spirit rhymes. They're like just take it easy, Abby. You're trying to breathe underwater. Your soul. You're not gonna die if you don't. They're like, I knew this rhyme thing was coming. I'm like, and I got really clenched up. Like, oh no, I can't. I gotta say it all right so it rhymes right. So I'm still like let go of self, right? Let me try this again. I'm gonna slow down. This whole thing is so exciting. I don't know what's gonna happen next. It's so exciting. It's so awesome feeling. It's so high-powered energy and laughter, and so loving and filled with Jesus and all these like miraculous random. You don't know what you're gonna get with these things. So this sort of they're showing me the what I had saw, and then the sounds that I had heard to create a poem. Literary piece of spoken language, something that has meaning from a higher realm, to be able to speak in poetry comes through at a certain height of vibration. So I have to align perfectly with what is the tree that grows the poem. That's what they're saying about this. So for those of you who are channeling poems out there you go. Okay, so I'm lining with this tree poetry. This is Mary allowing us to learn from her journey experience, but this also is related to you, because this has something to do with this curious way that they were trying to heal you, and it's something about stitching. And they're saying they're saying pull in every amazing healer I can think of. And I'm thinking of Gandalf the White, who I like to use in my journey healings. They really just want to start pouring in this white light and angels. So I'm just gonna call Archangel Michael, Archangel Raphael, and I'm gonna. I'm like so overwhelmed right now. I'm just feeling so much energy in my body. And I'm trying to think of, I can't, I'm like, my brain is spacing out and I can't think right now. It's just too much energy. Like all these sort of beings are just coming and surrounding this table with all this energy, their own unique style of healing, emphasizing that every spirit possesses its own unique style. If you are a Reiki healer, experience your own unique style with Reiki healing. They're even wanting me to channel in Mother Snake as the tool for Kundalini Reiki in order to heal Mary. They're like, keep pulling in more people to heal Mary. Let's heal Mary of fibromyalgia. And so Mother Snake is now in her most profound Kundalini expression. What is really wanting to showcase the gifts of the loving snake, loving healing snake even, because people don't see that side, and Kundalini is so sacred and divine. It is such a profound and altering gift of an infinite universe even, and it helps with the spine, but it helps align all of the chakras and everything, opens, there's just so much energy. I'm going to take a minute here and just align with everything, because there's even more beings here, and I don't know who everybody is because everybody's glowing. And we're all just standing here glowing and focused on your body on this table and manifesting like profound light healing. It's just so hardcore. This white light, it's sort of so white, it is literally evaporating your expression into the white light itself to experience some profound healing in the light of the source, even your soul. This is so huge. I've never seen or experienced anything like this. They're like, do you know what you're to do next? And I'm like, I can't hardly, like, this energy is like gonna push me into the ground. Just sort of waiting, but we're still glowing. There's white glow, and there's violet flame glow. There's just so much white light, and they're wanting to showcase more colors, because there's an emerald green that is literally like a blanket itself. A spirit guide that is the reflection of emerald green itself, and that is the emerald mist healing. And so it is literally choosing to... There's a version of her that is sort of in white light healing, but source light with unconditional love is sort of in a state of profound healing there. But then simultaneously, there's a version of her in sort of white light. I can see a solid version of her with eyes closed, and she's sort of in a sleep state, just very peaceful. And this green is just really in love with this desire to heal every part of your body. It just wants to be so close to you, and it has a very patient and slow and sort of sacred, divine like touch about it. It is because it loves so much. It doesn't want to inflict any type of anything that is less than the most purest and divine unconditional love that emerald green could possibly provide, which is really pure and extraordinary. So it's literally blanketed so gently upon your body from head to toe, and it's sort of seeping into your body everywhere. Through your hands, arms, shoulders, every part of your body, head, torso, legs, feet, every part of your body is absorbing this green energy, and it is filling all of your fibers. All of them. We're talking muscles, skin, nerves, bones, cells, blood, veins, everything, your organs, your brain, your heart, it's part of your chakras, your energy field, everything is absorbing this amazing green. This green sort of has this way of being infinite. So you have like an emerald mist, and every tiny little speck of this emerald mist is also an orb of infinite energy that is green. And so when infinite energy of green touches and is the size of each and every one of your cells, now your cells are filled with infinite green, and is so mind-blowingly, profoundly healing. So now your body is filling with this infinite green, and it will not stop. is just even turning this bright green glowing color, and every part of you is just revitalizing. It is like the most pristine parts of Mother Earth are so green and thriving. And so now your organic biological form is also glowing, so much healing going on. They're like, where are you? Do you know where you are? And I was like, I'm in I'm alone right now in this strange medical room, with her on the table. But there's two versions of the same. One is a table where her soul has actually entered into the light and is sort of healing in the light right now. That's usually what takes place at the end, but I understand there's time is not what we think it is. So I'm allowing this, I'm just allowing things to take place as they are willed by Source, right? And so then here I am in this simultaneously identical room, but in a different dimension of the same. Also healing you with this emerald mist energy. So they're talking about soul fragments. Do I know how I'm healing two versions of her soul? Am I healing two versions of her soul, or am I healing one version? This is a part of learning, right? They're teaching me. This is master instructors teaching me how to do this work. So I'm talking to them about this because I'm supposed to learn from this question, because I don't have a specific answer to this yet. I don't understand it. I feel like souls are infinite. So they have infinite numbers of versions, but at the same time, souls that are in oneness with all their soul fragments. Now, what are they? They're like, I don't even know how you would ever become aligned with all your soul fragments. That would be profound if that were to take place. So let's just see if let's just test these waters. Let's just see how far we can go with this. Let's just see if we can create a giant magnet in an infinite universe that attracts all soul fragments from every echo, and every lifetime, and every part of an infinite universe. Let's just see what happens. They're saying that the magnet must be... So I didn't tell you what the image looked like. I was creating a magnet literally in the universe itself. So I was seeing planets and stars, and I had this big magnet. They like to collect versions of like mini soul versions of Mary from everywhere. They're like, no, Mary herself needs to be the magnet. Her soul has to be the magnet that attracts all their soul expressions. This is a big deal. So they done this. Her soul is now a magnet. This was agreed to, that this would take place like this. I don't know how. This is like a miracle that this would happen. I'm not, because I know how many soul fragments. It's just there's no quantifiable number. It would just have to be an insane number. So I don't know what happens when you are aligned with all of your soul fragments. Now what happens? So I'm just seeing what's happening here. She's literally like got all these like little bubble or orb pieces that are sticking to her soul expression, and she's growing. Her soul's literally growing. Like filling up with soul fragments. They're saying that her soul is absorbing them. Part of the absorption is also downloading, sort of like that is how human beings define this act of energy alignment. They call it downloading information, and it's like a computer download. That's why we call it like that. But they're saying absorbing is a better term. It is absorbing, like a sponge, a dry sponge now absorbing all the water, but the sponge is the soul absorbing all soul fragments. So the soul is literally expanding. They're saying that I didn't know souls could expand like that, because she's becoming so full of an expression, and her soul was not that way before. I'm literally seeing her filling with light in a way I've never seen before. This is like a really this is a crazy healing. I'll be curious to see how awesome you're feeling, because there's no way, like the way I'm feeling right now, I don't know how I'm going to sleep tonight. That's how awesome I feel right now. That is just like a baffling monumental gift. This also has to do with there's something about charging a crystal, using crystals, but, and then working with as many high caliber spiritual healing expressions as I can gather. Why not call 1,000,000 spiritual healers to come and heal every single person that comes to you, Abby? Why would you just stick with just your soul? Not when you could call millions of souls to come and heal every single person that comes to you. Why wouldn't you do that? Didn't you know Jesus did that? Why would Jesus ever choose to only be himself when there's an infinite universe full of loving, profound, healing souls that want to help every soul who's in pain and suffering, that souls that have that identity, that want to help others, unique souls that have that vibration about them. We're sort of exploring this together as I'm trying to make sense of soul identities. Some souls have this special identity that like they are attracted to spiritual healing or healing methods of all different kinds, and so the soul actually explores this through many lifetimes. Even the souls then that had done that work on you, that spiritual surgery work, also are exploring surgeries of different explorations of medical, to providing a medical service. And they're saying that the soul has to learn. And it's okay, because souls will, part of learning is to make mistakes along the way. So everything is a learning experience, and we have to keep aligned with unconditional love. And then just connecting with channeling the highest vibrations of love and wisdom and source energy, and just all of that. It's just so baffling. So there's just so much energy, and your soul, which has sort of been absorbing these little light orbs, they are sort of absorbing into you, and you're turning into a super bright beaming like sunlight. It is so bright, it is filling this entire space with so much light. It's almost like the light itself will break the walls of this surgery room. They're saying your soul has got to be released from the surgery room. It has actually been stuck in the surgery room forever. That was that weird guy with the turban and this thing in his mouth, and he's just standing there like waiting for something to happen. This is the mass confusion. We don't know, is he wearing a turban, is he not, is he male, is he female, is he, what is going on here? It's not. So now this light is literally expanding and busting the walls down. And it's so intense that it has a thickness to it, and even a density of itself. It is, how do I define this? It is refusing to allow any lesser vibrations to even be contained within the physical body, and literally pushing them out of the body as though they're, I don't know. It's like your body is filled with pins and needles everywhere, like millions of them. And literally they just all shot out everywhere, because this yellow light is so thick and so dense and so heavy, it will not tolerate pins and needles in your body. Your body is a solid biological, it's like a organic, it's the pins and needles do not belong inside of your body, and that is how they are showing this to me. So everything is being pushed out and removed, and you were being sort of laid. You're like, this is sort of like a relaxation instant. Like after pins and needles came out, it was instant. Everything was just like bang, and now everything's just stopped. It's sort of like everything literally is stopped. Stalled out. There's no movement, no sound, nothing to see. Everything's stopped. So see Mighty Mouse? You see this Mighty Mouse feeling? Like this is the fast super mouse flying around? That is what this is. That's how I feel right now. I'm just like, oh, I can't even keep up with this. But I'm keeping up. So, oh my gosh. I don't know what I'm going to do right now. They're like, you're going to relax right now. And I am too. I feel like so exhausted. I just said I wasn't going to be able to sleep tonight. Now I feel like I couldn't do anything else but sleep right now. My ears are on fire from all that energy. Holy smokes. They're saying to push stop for a little bit, and then rebalance and come back. So I'm gonna do that. So I'll be right back.